Hello, my name's John. Welcome to my YouTube channel, John Plays the Guitar. What you saw in the intro was me absolutely struggling to play Thunderstruck by AC/DC. And you would all be like laughing and that would be like, he can't even play Thunderstruck, what a loser. Well, have I got a story for you? Or a theory, really. Have I got a theory for you? And it's not a theory, it's absolute fact. Nobody has ever played Thunderstruck. So it's not just me, it's not just, everyone on YouTube. No one has actually ever played Thunderstruck in the history of humankind. Not even Angus Young. And he's on the track. All right, and you might think, oh, okay, this guy's absolutely lost it. But no, I haven't. I swear I haven't. So let's start with the basics, okay? It's not hammer-ons and pull-offs. I know he's like doing like this in the video and like whatever, but if you watch Angus live, it's all picked, it's all alternate picked. So, it's not just hammer-ons. The way that people play it. That's not how it's played. It's picked. It's all picked the entire time. So that's, mistake number one. But I think most people know that. People are fine just playing with hammer-ons and pull-offs. But there's still the occasional comment being like, he's doing it with hammer-ons and pull-offs. Look at the video. Like, it's a music video. With all the stuff with miming and guitaring going on. People know music videos are like mimed, right? It's not the actual audio coming from the guitar, as is like, they're in that like dungeon or whatever it is where they film that video. Which I think they filmed a Lenny Kravitz video there as well. Anyway, so that's number one. Number two is that people miss the technical term. I learned this from Paul Davids. It's like usually called a pickup, but I think some people call it an anacrusis. So it doesn't just start, on the one with the... It doesn't just start like that. It starts with an open note on the one E and da of 4. It's that. And I've been experimenting with different picks because you can hear the chirp on this one. It's quite a thick pick. So a thinner one, just maybe I think it's like 1 mil. Anyway, so there's the pickup in the begin. A lot of people miss that. The third thing, and this is the most important thing, is just the absolute duration, marathon, absolute, I don't know what other words I'm trying to think of here, but if you actually listen to the song, the recording, Thunderstruck goes for, I think, just under 5 minutes. And if you listen closely, that riff, it starts with the opening, and then that continues right throughout the entire song. There's one break, I think, in the verse where it kind of stops. Not in the verse, like in a break, for 2 bars. Then another break, it continues through it as well. But there's a break, I think, where it stops. But apart from that, it's playing through the entire song. Like even the guitar solo section, pretty sure if you actually listen in, it's still just going along. And I thought, this is ridiculous because that's 5 minutes. I think it's around 135 or 137 BPM. And because it's AC/DC, nothing's to the grid, so like the BPM varies, which we'll come back to later on one of my theories. And if you look online, people play it, even Angus, he only plays it for about 1 minute to 90 seconds. I think there's a certain part where he gets up to where it's that rhythm part. I can't remember what it is. Not Malcolm's one, you know. It's where, you know, you can watch Angus live. He just stops playing the lead part and starts playing some rhythm. I think it's around like 1:30. So, and then if you also look online, people only play it for, you know, a minute or two. When the recording, if you were to like get out the sheet music and just, you know, be like, we want to perform this song, someone's going to have to do that lead part if they want to do it exactly like the recording. And someone's going to have to be able to play it for 5 minutes straight. So that's another thing where, you know, another element of this iceberg of my theory that no one's ever played Thunderstruck. So Angus live, first off, no disrespect to Angus, because he's like running around like a madman and he's putting on a show. So I don't think he cares about getting stuff as clean as possible. It's about rock and roll. But Angus can't play it live. Like you even look at, you know, in his heyday when this song was big and you look in the 90s, he misses notes, or sometimes he'll like start off a bit slow and then have to speed up. And if you miss a note, you can't play it. Like, you have to hit every single note. That's the whole point. That's how, you know, that's the part. A lot of people might miss the open note, particularly in the descending. See, missed it there. You got to hear the open part very clearly if you can play it. See it, missed there. Missed there. So, and that comes to, I guess, desynchronization between the picking hands. See, it's not even, and there's a lot of notes being missed. So if you watch people live as well, it's not just Angus, they miss notes, at least one or two, few, because if it's at 130 BPM and it's 16th notes and it's 5 minutes long, I think it's like 12,000 notes, maybe, or is it 2,400 notes, something like that. So, you know, people that play guitar, they're not like a piano player where they can just play the same things over and over again. Because someone on TikTok actually did play all of Thunderstruck on piano, so there's that. But no one's ever done it on guitar. But you can ask a piano player to play the same thing over and over again for 5 minutes, just a repeating ostinato pattern, and they'll play it without making any mistakes. Whereas if you ask a guitarist to play the exact same, you know, pattern for 5 minutes, like something like this, which is a little bit difficult, they won't be able to do it. Because the picking accuracy, like most people's alternate picking, I'm not an alternate picker at all. Obviously, I prefer economy picking and legato. That's what I do. I can't really alternate pick very well. So I'm already off to a bad start on Thunderstruck. But if you look at, you know, people's picking, even the best pickers, it's almost like, not that it's a luck thing, but it is like an accuracy thing in terms of how accurate they are for an extended period in terms of their alternate picking. So even if they're 99% accurate, you know, over thousands of notes, like 5 minutes of playing Thunderstruck, they're going to miss some notes. I highly recommend watching a video by Anton Aparin about people's alternate picking. It was pretty controversial because he kind of says that even some of the best guitarists, their alternate picking actually isn't that good. Like they suffer from desynchronization and sync issues and stuff like that. And like he even put in Guthrie Govan in that. So, you know, I wonder, could Guthrie Govan play Thunderstruck? And, you know, given the criteria that I've said, it's got to play for 5 minutes, can't miss any notes. It's all going to be one take, got to have the anacrusis in the beginning. It's around 137 BPM, which should be comfortable for Guthrie. But yeah, Anton Aparin put a video of Guthrie, you know, struggling with alternate picking. So it's not just something that amateur players struggle with. Like, you got professionals who can't alternate pick absolutely 100% perfect every time for certain riffs. So yeah, I just find it, I kind of joke, nobody's ever played Thunderstruck, but at the same time, I'm like, the Charlie Day meme. I think nobody has actually ever played Thunderstruck because I've looked, on YouTube for somebody playing it and it's either mimed or, like I said, they only play it for like a minute and a half. And when I ask them about it, they don't actually respond properly. Or they, someone's pointed me to the Steven Seagal's cover with the banjo playing Thunderstruck. And that banjo player does a great job, but he misses a note or two. And I think he stops after about 2 minutes. So again, no one has done it for 5 minutes. And you may be like thinking, like, who cares? I'm like, but guitarists do all sorts of stupid, like, recording challenges just because. And I'm like, why hasn't anybody done just sit down one take of Thunderstruck? Like, it's there for the taking. You could be the very first person to have ever played Thunderstruck. Now, coming to my last point, I guess people are going to say, well, Angus played it on the recording. And I've tried to research into this. I think I was reading on a forum where Chris Slade, the drummer on that album, Razor's Edge, was saying that, that repeating riff was always going to be a pain to play. So they thought, why don't we just loop it with tape? And then they had so much trouble trying to do the loop that Angus just said, fuck it, I'll play it. And that's how it went down. I think this is true because when you put Thunderstruck into, Logic or whatever and you do the BPM counter, it's not to a grid. No AC/DC song is to a grid. So it varies in BPM. And back then, I don't think they would have had tempo mapping. So like, in Logic now, if you have it like 100 BPM or you just have a part and you have a varied tempo, you can map it so that the part, as you loop it, matches the tempo as that changes. I don't think they were doing that. So it doesn't leave very many options other than Angus played it all the way through or he had some punch-ins. And I reckon it's probably the punch-in because he did have that one little break. Just based on what I've seen live and his playing, I think he might struggle to do it for a full 5 minutes. I mean, Angus is never going to see this, but he'll probably say that. What are you talking about, you fucker? I can play Thunderstruck. I wrote the bloody thing. He's a legend. That was a terrible accent. Don't know if I could... can't play it, but I can't do his accent either. So, yeah, I just don't... They didn't loop it. There are some places where, and this is like a recording trick, where he taped all the strings except the B strings. So, you get rid of the string noise. You just tape your E, A, D, G, and then the other E, and do it like that. So at least he got rid of the string noise. I guess other people these days would use a fret wrap or something. But yeah, no one's played it. I mean, you could tape the strings if you want, or you can just put only the B string on. I think some people say he did that. I think the tape's more likely because why would you waste that many strings just to cut off and only have the B when you can just tape them all? So on my Instagram, I tried to do like 20 days worth of trying to play Thunderstruck and couldn't do it. I came close, like maybe playing it for a minute where I didn't miss any notes. I probably still missed some notes. And I wasn't jumping around dancing like Angus either. I did find some interesting ways to play it. Like, you got the open B there, and instead of playing your over there, I kind of economy picked it. Where is it? So you go down and then down into the B string and then up, and then you just repeat. Well, let's try and get that to tempo. missed some notes, but you know, you're just adding more notes to miss. Yeah, but I actually can't play it unless I do the hammer-on pull-off method. So yeah, over to you in the comments. Can you play Thunderstruck? I need someone to do a proper video essay on this. I mean, Paul Davids did a great video, but he didn't go the whole hog. He didn't go down the conspiracy rabbit hole and actually just say no one's ever played Thunderstruck. So I'm leaving this here as a documentation. You know, there's a time before anyone could play Thunderstruck, and hopefully after this video someone just posts it. And there's a time after someone has played Thunderstruck. So I hope it's you. Anyway, cheers. Bye.